This leads us to our last questioner, Ms. McPherson, for 7 minutes.
It's very difficult to go after that testimony. First of all, I want to thank all of you. I can't imagine what you have to go through to have to not know where your father is or where your husband is. Excuse me. I'm incredibly moved by your bravery to be here and your bravery to share these stories. I'm sorry that you have to relive this pain by sharing this with us. So there's a few things I wanted to ask. One, for Camilla, knowing that you're raising your family alone and knowing that you have not been able to see your husband for 14 years and don't know where he is and don't know how he is. I know that Christopher McLeod was able to talk a little bit about what Canada could do now and what we could do to help bring Mr. Jalil home. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some time as well. I know we didn't get a moment to hear from you on what you would like to see Canada do now to help with your husband's case, and so I would really welcome hearing from you if that's possible.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I'm raising 4 kids, 4 boys. They became teenagers. I was pregnant when they arrested my husband. I was pregnant 3 months. Can you imagine one woman, a mother? It's been 14 years, and then he's going to be 14 in August. It's been, I can't say, it's been so many long years, and then months, weeks, years passed. Even if we had a communication, a little bit information like a mail or the calls, through his family, that kind of information, a little piece of information, it would be relieve us, it would be a little bit keep in touch with their father, still he's alive, but he's in prison, they are trying to bring him back, where he belongs. We don't have nothing in this 21st century where the technology is so high. We don't have no calls, no information, no mail, letters, nothing. But, for the Canadian government, I'm very thankful, I'm lucky I'm living in Canada. I'm growing my 4 boys, like a bright 4 boys in Canada. I'm giving all my best to give them good education, best education in Canada. And but I always tell them, they have to be very proud of their dad. He has spent 14 years, and that I don't want to say, how long he's going to be there. I don't want to think about 1 year or 2 years in this pandemic world, what's going on in China right now. We can see in Canada how we are living in this life right now in pandemic. But for Canadian government, first of all, I want to say thank you. They raised, every opportunity. They were, the conservative government, they did all their best. But the China is different country. China was rejecting his Canadian citizen and then not giving access for the consular access. They tried it, but it was not enough. At that time, it was not enough. When they held the first year, they had to act quickly, immediately, but they were late to act. Now it's been 14 years. He's in prison. I don't know what kind of condition he maybe. I don't know. Even we don't know if he's alive or not. Since 2015. And then maybe they have been brainwashed him, with the communist laws, make him to study communist laws, to join the Communist Party, that kind of things might happen in China. And then, but my last word is to, the conservative, liberals, NDPs, all needs to be together in that case. I don't want to push that case on the table away, There's a 2 Michaels case, I know. And then every time I wanted them raised, to bring them on the table in the House of Commons, I want to raise that case, member parliaments. What's going on with that St. Julie's case? What's going on? What we're going to do? They have to sit on the table and make decision, to send, I agree with the Chris McLeod, to send envoy, special envoy to China.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure your 4 sons are as you know, are very, very lucky to have a mother like you that is working so hard for them and for their father.
So hard, hard.
Sorry, what was that?
It's hard. It was very difficult. It is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is hard to give education after school programs. I was running everywhere. Like it's a very big challenge.
I have two children of my own, so I can imagine what 4 boys must be like, just feeding them alone.
Especially in the pandemic right now, that's been tough.
Well, and I appreciate what you say about working together and having all parties in the House work together. And I want to commit that certainly that's something that I feel that I will certainly bring forward. For all of the panelists, I guess one last question I can bring forward is, in terms of us supporting the Uyghur community, who have been the most effective allies in the fight to end these human rights abuses? Whose voices are best to be amplified right now? What else can we do for you at this time, I guess? And I'll open that up to all of you to I guess wrap up for the rest of this panel.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of people. There are Uyghur people who's working the human rights right now. It's for the concentration camps is going, and then a lot of Uyghur people, they are working human rights. And then, so my suggestion is just, even the Canadian people needs to be aware that case, he's a Canadian citizen. All the Canadian people needs to be aware, and then to give a pressure to Canadian government, and then work together. The parties needs to work together in that case, because they should not push only for one party, the Liberals, Conservative, or NDPs, they have to work together. And then I'm with the Connected Amnesty International, human rights, we are all together. We are sending the letters, as much as we can, we are sending letter from the high schools. We did a lot of presentations in high school, in the community, which is, at least we are sending it. We don't get anything back from Chinese authorized, but Canadian government, they send us back, we are still working in this case. We didn't forget it, those kind of things later. But it's most important is the Canadian people needs to be aware.
Thank you. Thank you. And that is going to conclude our fourth panel of witnesses. On behalf of all the committee members, and I know all the staff here, the interpreters, the technicians, those watching online, I think we've all been truly moved by your testimonies. We want to thank the witnesses for their compelling testimonies that have gone on record. And thank you for your courage. Thank you for your bravery, and thank you for sharing your very personal stories with us here today.